Sure, Guaranteed Irish, our classic hits, Lumsa, Megan Scully, August the Nish. Absolutely delighted to be joined by country singer Clodagh Lawlor. How are you getting on?
Hey Megan, how are you? I'm good. I'm great. Do you know what? Even through all these times, I'm still seeing the positives of those. So it's going good.
Well, I have to say on Instagram, I do see that you're very busy, and I do see as well that you're very positive. I love all the stuff you share because I find anytime you share something, you always have a lovely quote, and I'm just like, yeah, she's right.
But you know what? There's like, with all this going on right now, everyone is thinking of the worst, and there's absolutely no need for it. And if one little word that you say can help someone, especially social media, the way people are nearly so hooked in it that if they hear someone say something, they immediately change their mind frame about everything. I just think it's great, and like especially for me, I'm only starting off in the industry at the moment, and I said that when I met you at the Metris night in Dolan's not so long ago, and like for me, this summer was going to be the summer I could have proven myself, and unfortunately, it's not happening. So I'm trying to tell myself to keep positive and just hopefully that people keep following me and listening to the music, and stuff like that. So if I was to get down in the dumps now, I don't think there'd be any Clodagh Lawlor later on in the year. Do you know, if I was to think
Yeah.
negative about it all? So
You're absolutely right, because I think we all know this is going to end at some stage, so might as well be ready for it. But you're saying there about being new into the industry, but I know it's probably near just over your 1 year anniversary since the Late Late Show. So bring us back to that experience.
oh, that was, it's Facebook then and Instagram and all of them. They're so good because you can actually get the memories all the time. So you forget life was so fast before we all slow down that we kind of don't appreciate the moments that had just passed us. I went on tour in America, came home from America with the Young Irelanders, an Irish Celtic band that I tour with. And then I went straight for the audition for the Late Late Show, and it was a few days after I came home, and I actually hadn't heard, and I was thinking when I was in America, I'm going to hear from the Late Late Show, or I'm going to hear from producers. And I didn't then, so I was like, okay, I haven't got it. Came home, got a call, straight into the audition. You're literally like, I was in such awe that I was beside the likes of Nathan and Margot and Jonathan Owens, a producer from Longford that was there in the day. And then that happened. And then I hadn't even a week to process what I was after doing, singing with Nathan and the likes, to have been told I was going to be now debuting my country music career on the Late Late Show, which was beyond, like, you couldn't pay for an experience like that. You just couldn't. And it was incredible. And it just helped me so much, like years ago, as you saw, like Gabriel used to give young artists in Ireland the chance to debut their music, and people don't realize the significance of the Late Late Show till I think you're actually yourself on it, and you can just see the effect that it has. It's without it now, I don't think I'll be doing this interview with you, and that's probably been honest, because
Oh no, it's incredible. But I love that episode of the Late Late Show every year. I literally, like, every year it's on, and I just love it because it's just so much fun as well.
I know, and it's such a pity. I was hoping that it'd be on again this year, and that I could have gone back myself and said, look, what you've done for me in the last year, and this is what's happened. And I was kind of hoping that I was going to get a call and say, look, the Late Late Show was on whatever, the 3rd of May, normally around my birthday, which I'm very fortunate for. And look, hopefully it'll just bring more kind of attention to the show and appreciation that next year people will be gunning for it. But what can you do?
I know it is, sister. But look, you've been keeping busy, as we did say, and you've got a new song out. So tell us all about it.
Yeah, so my new single is called Me and Johnny Cash, and I'm doing my album with Peter Maher. He's from Clough in Tipperary. Amazing, amazing producer, and has helped me so much along the way, as well as that my sound engineer, my producer, nearly my mentor, like my music, kind of like, what would I say, nearly music dad. He just advises me on everything. And just, the way when you're recording music, you want to make sure that you're picking the right songs and that they go out to your target market, and you want to give people what they want to hear, not what you want to play or listen to. You have to give what the people want. And because as festivals are coming up and it was summertime, I thought Me and Johnny Cash would be a great song, upbeat country tune, get everyone going. But obviously, the festivals aren't going to happen now, but still the song is doing really, really well.
Number one in the charts.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's so uplifting when you see that, because you put so much work into it. Like, a single could be nearly 6 or 7 months coming together, and then it happens, and it's like your baby. They're like, well, I don't have any kids at the moment, but these singles are my babies. I'm putting so much into them, and my whole heart and soul, that you just want to seek the rewards from them. And I have so far, thankfully. And even there on Sunday, Nathan did, which I didn't know about, did a piece about me on the Sunday World in his column about my new song, which I was sitting at the table just like looking through. I was on Facebook, and my uncle texted me going, great interview in the Sunday World, and I was like, oh, thanks. And I was like, I didn't even know I was in it. So I went down to the shop then, and it was like, all in Nathan's column for the week that just passed. And I was like, oh my God, that just helped me again, because you
Yeah.
can see then the stats of the song going up because you're getting recognition for it. And it's been great. So I'm just hoping people still listen to it and enjoy it for the summer. That's kind of the goal for it.
I think though it's kind of a great time though for releasing music, because everyone's on their phones, or everyone's listening to music, and
Yeah,
everyone's on social media, so they're seeing stuff. So I think it'll be a great time for you all when this is all over and when gigs can eventually come back, because
yeah.
people, I'm sure there's probably people listening to artists that they've never listened to before as well, and listen to different genres. So I think it's going to be, and I think as well, everyone cannot wait for gigs to be back. So I'm
Oh,
hoping that we'll all be running into the stage and everything. It'll be
there won't
brilliant.
be a gig in Ireland, that won't be packed.
Mm.
But I think, I'm not worried about country music in Ireland, because if you follow it, it's such a family that people don't give up on people, which is so encouraging every time you go to a gig and you see people that come, like it amazes me all the time, people that come up to me and we're like, oh, we love your music. Like, that's just that people take the time out to come up to you, first of all, which you wouldn't get at every genre of music, because country music, not been biased or nothing, just has that bit more of a community in Ireland,
Yeah.
more so than any other genre, because I think of the social dancing and the fact that artists stay after gigs and you get to meet them and everything. So, and I suppose we all interact with our fans online as well, and with Instagram and everything. So I'm not really worried. I'm not worried about country music, and I don't know if I'm right and wrong by saying that, but I'm not worried that there's going to be any fear of any artist, because I think everyone is equally just as good as each other and still working really hard, to get music out there, doing interviews, and just keeping the whole momentum going. So I'm not worried. So that's
Yeah.
a perk.
No, definitely, Anya. No need to be either. I have to talk about Johnny Brady. You shared a photo with them. What's happening there?
Yeah, so very, very lucky. Actually, thank God, before all this happened, Johnny Brady had his weekend in Galway. The Brady Fest is called. Every year he does a weekend, and he was so lucky that it was the week just before kind of, the schools locked down. And we were up there and we did the songwriting event, which was incredible, because I suppose as an artist, when you get to sit down and actually play the songs you've written and tell the stories behind it, it's that bit nicer than playing cover songs, because that's what the country music scene is mostly. Sometimes it's more covers than originals. And we were up there and we'd always talked about doing stuff together, because Johnny's such a rocker. Like, he's class, he's so and I think it was a year before, the summer before. I remember seeing him at a country music festival, and I was like, well, I go up to him and I knock up to him, and I went up to him and I introduced myself and stuff, and he actually said to me later on, he said, well, I swear to God, I thought you were just another wee singer that told me she wants to do stuff, and now look at you. He was just like, I genuinely was going to tell you, look, I can't talk to anyone at the moment, because I suppose so many people go up and say they want to sing with him and stuff like that. So he just can't believe how far I've come since that talk to him in Limerick, actually, in Castletown, amazing country festival as well, that won't go ahead. But with the two of us always said then that we'd do a song together. Now, I can't say the song yet, but it's going to be on my album, which is incredible, because to have someone like Johnny on my album, my first album out there on the scene, is just class. You couldn't really ask for more. So I can't wait, because I think it's going to be special. And as I said, Johnny just gives everything when he's singing as well, and such a great guy. So
Such an exciting time. So is there a rough date for the album, or is it kind of more so to wait till lockdown's over, or are you working maybe harder on it now that you're in lockdown?
Yeah, so I actually, do you know what? I was probably hoping September-ish, kind of the summer would have given the few singles, then maybe September. But now with everything going on, it'll probably be later on in the year, which is okay too. If the lockdown lifted a bit, that I could say my work is really essential for the well-being of the country, for country music, and I get past the checkpoint, then it'd be great. I could go down to Peter and just do what I have to do, because it's only the two of us in there anyway. And because we had a lot of work done before this happened. We had been sending tracks between musicians in Ireland, and Peter works with people in Nashville as well, so it's been great that we have the contrast of the two. But if I could just get to checkpoint and say that my work is really, really essential, that I have to go, then I would hope to think that I could get it done now, maybe by November. But look, I couldn't put a time frame on it now, but it's coming. Like, the best thing about it is, there'll be 2 or 3 more singles before the album, so that's kind of trying to get that momentum, keep it going. But look, I suppose you're just back to the drawing board, trying to like schedule everything in now and wonder. My sister actually got me this little book for I'm doing up this room, a music room, and she said, you can put in like what you're doing and where you're going. I was like, what am I going to do now? Like, I don't want to plan what I'm going to do probably next year, but it's a great way to map out where I'm going to go. So that's the only way looking at the positive side of it now. I'm trying to.
Exactly, Rhoda. And sure, look, I know you'll be sharing all the information on your Instagram and all your social media. So it's Clodagh Lawlor Music, isn't it?
Yeah, Clodagh Lawlor Music on everything. Website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You'll find me on the whole lot.
Absolutely incredible. Look, I cannot wait to see more from you, and I cannot wait to be able to see you on stage as well and head to one of your gigs. It's always a pleasure chatting to you. You're always so positive, and yeah, so I said I can't wait to chat properly, and we'll do our next interview together.
Yes, beside each other. Hopefully at a show. Hopefully at my show that I was putting on here in the village in the market, and maybe that might be the album launch now. I was thinking about that today. We could do a show and an album launch in the two. So fingers crossed we can do it all now, you know. But thank you so much, Megan. Really, really appreciate it.
No, thank you so much for chatting to me on Guaranteed Irish and Classic Hits this evening. And as I said, we can't wait to see more from you. Clodagh Lawlor Music across all social media. Clodagh, thank you so much.
Thank you.